Hello and welcome back to Grinding for Perfection in my Stardew Valley farm, where I am going for perfection. Currently, I am working on saving up for a golden clock, and it's been a lot of work. But today, we are going to be doing something just a little bit different because today is the Green Rain Day from summer. So every summer, the green rain descends upon the valley, and it's a great opportunity to come over and get things like fiber, mixed seeds, wildflower seeds, and a whole bunch of other good stuff. Now, I don't really need any wood. Today is a great day to get wood, but I have a bunch of wood, so I'm going to be focusing on something else that's really important for me to get, and that is moss. Moss is important in a couple recipes, but specifically in the treasure totem recipe. And I need treasure totems. They help me with key quests, and they help me get geodes and omni geodes and other things that I can sell. So I am super excited to take you around the valley today and see what we can find. Of course, I'm first going to clear off the farm a little bit, otherwise all of this wonderful weeds and mess will stay here, so we're going to go ahead and clean that up so I don't have to deal with it later. Another fun thing that you could get on the Green Rain Day is, of course, fiddlehead ferns, which are used in some recipes, and you could sell them and things like that as well. I really hope that when I get towards the decorating portion of my grind for perfection, that I can incorporate some of the fiddlehead fern trees that grow today into my farm. So this is what a mossy tree looks like. You just take your scythe to it and the moss falls off. Another great thing about the green rain is that it is really good at helping trees grow. So if you've planted a whole bunch of trees, they will grow when the green rain happens, which is really nice. I'm sure there's a specific percentage of the likelihood of trees to grow during the green rain, but I am much too casual of a player of Stardew Valley to know all of the percentages and everything like that. I am here for the good vibes and the fun vibes, which makes grinding for perfection kind of annoying and a little just like intense, I guess. So that's why I have invited all of you along this journey with me. In the forest, I'm mostly going to be wanting to cut these trees with the moss on them, but of course to get to them I have to cut through all of this wonderful, I don't know what these are called. I like to call them weeds, but maybe there's something else. It is a Sunday, so we'll check the traveling cart. And I'm looking for rare seeds. Rare seeds are one of the great things from the traveling carts because they sell for a profit. Most things you can buy from the traveling cart are way overpriced and you're losing money, with the exception of rare seeds. Speaking of fiddlehead ferns, this is a fiddlehead fern tree. If you cut it down, you get fiddlehead ferns. You can grow these trees from the mossy seed, but the mossy seed can also just grow a green rain tree. What is a green rain tree? It has a peculiar look to it. I will point one out when I see one. I don't know actually if there are green rain trees down here. They might all just be the fiddlehead fern trees. I don't often come down into the forest because usually on green rain days I am really into getting wood, and while the forest has lots of trees, there are also special trees that spawn the green rain trees that are only present today, and they will disappear after today. So, especially in your first few years of Stardew Valley, it's worth it to run. Oh, here it is. This is a green rain tree. To run around the valley to find trees like this, because they will only be here today, you can cut them all down and get extra wood from them, and then they disappear tomorrow. So it's a great way to get extra wood that normally isn't available in the valley. We're gonna go ahead and walk through town real quick. It's really exciting. The first year that this happens, there's some really unique dialogue that you can get. Afterwards, in the next few years, people are a little less scared of the green rain, and the dialogue isn't as crazy. But again, these are the green rain trees right here, and they will all disappear tomorrow. If you have watched my previous videos, you might know I have a chest of wood where I have like 3 or 4 stacks of wood. So I'm not as worried about getting wood. I really want the moss. There's not a lot of moss in town, but I wanted to come over to the mine carts and go to the quarry where I have my tree farm to harvest all of the moss off of all of these trees. And we can go ahead and try and pick up some of these other things as well. My tree farm does need quite a bit of work, so I might have to come back here later to, get rid of some of the rocks and cut down some of the trees. I have it divided so the top path that I was just in, up there, is for tapping, and then these trees down here are good to be cut down whenever I need wood or am bored and need something to do. I think I want to put more hardwood trees down here because, like I said, I have a surplus of wood, but I often run out of hardwood, as hardwood is needed for a lot of stuff. So I would like to put down some hardwood trees. I guess they're called mahogany trees, and then I can just come and cut down all of those. I always forget my mahogany seeds whenever I go over to that tree farm, so it's lacking a little bit with those. So for the green rain, the fiddlehead fern trees, if you want those and you want fiddlehead ferns, obviously go down into the forest. If you want wood and you want to cut down these green rain trees, then I would suggest going above, up here to the mountain, and cutting those down. There's also a couple on the road to the village, or to the town. Is it a town or a village in Stardew Valley? I think it's a... people refer to it as a town, but what's the difference? Ooh, it is Leo's first time seeing the green rain. I want to see what he has to say. I like this weather. It's so humid, it reminds me of the forest back home. Oh, that's cute. I'm also going to go up here and see if any of these trees have moss, but it's not looking like it, which is okay. Basically, I've just made a big loop around and I am headed back towards my farm now to put everything away, and I still have to do my regular farm chores. If I really wanted wood, or I really wanted the foraging experience from cutting trees, or is really into fiddlehead ferns, I would spend so much more time cutting down trees and collecting resources and doing all of that stuff. But honestly, I am just here for the moss. I've got 153. We've got, a couple mossy seeds, mixed flower seeds, mixed seeds, fiddlehead ferns, fiber. That's all of the kind of the resources that you get from today. And so I will use them on my farm later. The mossy seeds for decorating. Hopefully I'll get some fern trees. The moss for some treasure totems. I might even make some with you today. But because I am near the end of the game and all powerful, I'm definitely not utilizing today to its fullest capabilities of resource gathering, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it because I don't need all of the wood. I was really just wanting the moss, and I'm okay with that because there is a lot to do around the farm. There is always a lot to do around the farm, so we're gonna go do all of that stuff. I think I'm gonna put my seeds away first. I've got to come over into my farming area here. Just put all of those away. The rare seed goes in the fall chest. And then we will come over to the shed of money where I make all of my money. Dehydrators, kegs, jam jars, crystallariums, truffle oil, the works, you know. I will put all of the fruit from my greenhouse away. I really got excited about hoppers. You can get hoppers from Mr. Key's Walnut Room. Whoops, that is not what I meant to do. There we go. The only problem with hoppers is that now I just have 1,000,001 chests to fill up, and it doesn't actually save time. I thought hoppers would save me time from having to put an individual thing into each keg or each jam jar or each dehydrator, and in a way it does, but in a way it takes away from time because now I gotta go around here and be like, oh yeah, all my coffee beans go in here, and all my tea leaves go in here, and all of my tree fruits go in here. So it does save time in the short term, but in the long term, I don't know if hoppers are really worth it. They kind of suck. Alright. Let's sell all of this so I can get some good money. After all, that golden clock isn't going to buy itself. Ooh. Gotta get rid of this tree. And then I'll take care of my animals. I do need an auto grabber for this rabbit chicken area. What is this called? A coop? I know what it's called. I do have an auto grabber for the other one, the barn, but for some reason it just totally slipped my mind that I could have an auto grabber for my coop, and then it's never at the top of my mind, so I keep forgetting to grab one. Of course, we're gonna sell most of this for profits. Ooh, an ostrich egg. Wonderful. You can get ostrich eggs off of Ginger Island. My ostrich is named Thunderpants because I felt like that was very appropriate for an ostrich. And now I just have to wrap up the rest of my day by running around and putting everything where it's supposed to go, which can be maybe a little bit boring. It's a lot of back and forth, and if I forget to put something away, then I have to basically run all the way back. It's a bit tedious. I'd say that's the least favorite part of my day, is putting everything away before the next day, but it gives you guys the opportunity to look around my farm if you're interested, see how rich and powerful I am, but also how far I still have left to go. But if you're bored and not interested in that, I guess now is a good time to thank you for watching, and I do not expect you to watch me run around my farm to put everything away. And if you're still here and still interested, this is my little fish pond area. I have glacier fish, junior, and some sturgeon, so they make some really nice money, and it looks like I gotta fill up these. So I'll go ahead and do that. And this part of my farm is by far the one that gets neglected the most, just because it is so out of the way. We've got Grandpa's shrine, all beautiful. But now I need to run all the way back to my shed because I picked up more moss, more fiber, more wood, put it all away. Ooh, and my jam is ready. Unfortunately, I just don't think I'm going to have time to refill the jam. It is 11:10. It will have to wait until tomorrow because I still have to check my mushroom cave. And looks like we need to make a quick pit stop. Ooh, harvest these coffee beans and save them for a later date. Quick pit stop back here at all of my farming stuff, and then into the house to put everything away. So we put all of our cooking stuff away, put the chocolate cake in here. The cheese goes down into the basement to be aged up. You'll notice I have a whole bunch of casks making my iridium fruit wine. That golden clock is not going to pay for itself. And let's see, I've got to put the jade right here. This funny shirt needs to go in here, and I forgot to sell my mushrooms, so the last thing, sell my mushrooms. Now everything is put away, and I am ready for bed because, man, I am pooped. It was pretty a chill day, collecting moss, collecting resources around the valley, but I still had to take care of my farm, and it is a lot to take care of. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this type of video where it's kind of like a stream, but mostly a recording, think about liking or subscribing, and catch me next time as I work towards affording the golden clock and I grind for perfection.